Ladies and gents, I'm back again. It's your boy, Mozi Kumalo, the host of Everything About Life. Why am I saying everything about life? Everything above life, everything that is good about it, everything that is great about it, anything. The good, the bad, the awesome, the boring. It's what I'm here to cover. I was not gonna let you guys down. I'm back with another episode. So yeah, it's me again for now. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry, guys. Um, no, it just had me realizing. It's just something that I was thinking about the entire weekend. Um, it's it's how social media has actually taken over our entire lives, right? Smartphones particularly, because it's all we do. It's all we do. When you're at work and when you're not working, you're on social media. When you're at home, when you're not doing something, you're on your phone. Um, and me and my partner sort of like had a mini disagreement about that. Of which she was actually right. I was listening, but I think it was rude of me not to listen to her whilst I was trying to check something on phone. Whereas when she was listening to me, she was actually paying attention to what I was saying, and she was looking at me. So just had me thinking how much it's taken over our lives. We cannot. It's like we replace the silence or the stillness or the doing nothing with being on social media, whereas we should be enjoying each other's company and having as much conversations as we can, because particularly with romantic relationships, I guess a figgy point where you actually stop knowing your partner because you're constantly getting to know them, because they're constantly changing by evolve. They're not the same person that they were 3 weeks ago or a month ago or 2 months ago. And I think that's healthy, the fact that they're constantly changing. It means they're growing. It means they're growing and growing for the better. Hopefully, that's what you actually hope for. So just had me thinking, a lot about how it's taken over our lives, and just made me realize that I am lucky as well with that I found somebody who actually listens to what I actually have to say, right? To what I actually have to say. If I had a frustrating day, that feels really good. I never thought I'd find that, but I'm a lucky SOB. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, social media is it's just changed everything. It's just simply changed everything. We we can no longer have conversations as we did before. And I remember the reason, most of the reasons why, one of the many reasons I enjoy hanging out with my childhood friends, my friends, is you can listen. You can actually chill with them for hours and not be on your phones, right? For hours, and I think that's a great thing. I guess it's also because you don't live with them. I think maybe I'm not trying to compare the two with me living with my partner and me being with my friends. It's not the same thing, guys. Um, I think it's more like, dude, where you been? Just talk smack, because that's what I appreciate. And we sort of have a rule with my partner that at a particular time of the day, maybe at around 7, we stop touching our phones, and then maybe we can just simply just watch a movie and just talk. And we're doing our best, and we're doing our best. We do have we it helps us get to know each other a whole lot more, and I think, like I said again, it's a great thing that we are constantly trying to get to know each other. So yeah, no, that's just that. That's the one thought that I had. Um, Going to another one, which is, I think it's a bit more deep. I think it just it's it's about men just generally, South African men in particular. I'd like to cover this one. I think I spoke about it before, but I haven't spoke about it in from particularly, like I haven't gone that deep into it. As angengene kuyo. Is South African men are very conservative. Our cultures, most of them are very conservative, rather, shall I say. So zonke lezi zinto lezi zihlangane nama-rights nayo yonke le nto le. Yasiyazi it's something that's new to us and we've never been taught that before. Some of the men have been taught that, but most of the men will tell you they don't know anything like that. Men don't know what talking about your feelings is. Men don't know about expressing anger in a healthy way, because now what we find is, and I think we generally, I think we're just a violent population. I think black men and black women, but I think this is just goes in general. Somebody said on, I think somebody said on Twitter, don't know who it was. They said, oh, I think it is this guy. What's his name on Twitter? I think it's Void or something. Yeah, so I think it's like Ed Void. He said something. He said if women had the same kind of physical strength as men did, they'd beat up men. But obviously, I think he was speaking the truth. But there's no but there. He's speaking the truth. I think just generally, I know the talk is always around men being violent. I think generally women are just not women, man. I think just generally particularly our society is just it's just angry and they're just violent, and we've never been taught how to channel it into channel that anger and that aggression into something that was positive. Because be that as it may, men need an outlet to express their anger. They do in whatever in all forms, shall I say, not all forms are better, hitting your partner and all that type of stuff, right? And it's not toxic, and people would say men like that are toxic. Men who beat up their wives, they're verbally abusive, physically abusive, and they're just misogynistic, just G. I would not say that's misogyny. I would not say that's toxic masculinity. I'd say that's a lack of it, because I would like to think being masculine means that you protect and you provide and you care for as well, and that, I think that's what constitutes being masculine. So I think it's a lack of it. It's not toxic. I think it's masculinity is so much broader. Right now, I don't, I have a more, not educated, but a more, oh goodness gracious. Anyways, I think I'd have a bit more to add to what I'm actually saying about that. When I do, I will mention it, but for now, I'll just say we need strong men. We need men to be strong, and we need men to be capable of violence, because I think there's a difference between the two. I think we cannot confuse having kind men and having good men, because I think there's a difference between the two. Being kind is everybody will, I think probably say everybody takes advantage of you. I think that's very simplistic. That's a very simplistic explanation. I might be open to being corrected on that, but right now that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking being kind is opening up the door for people to take advantage of you. Whereas when you're a good person, you're just a good person who's not taken advantage of. You must be capable of being dangerous, right? Also, you must have the control. You must be able to control that anger, must be able to control all of that. And I think the best way that you find is what I've been preaching ever since I started the podcast as well. And I truly believe in this, is men learning how to fight. Learning how to fight. I'm not an expert at fighting, but what I've heard so far, what the benefits of it, and how it can help men channel their emotions is something that I think I completely agree with. Is that men don't have self-control. They don't have self-control when it comes to the sexual urges. They don't have some self-control when it comes to, especially when it comes to being violent, because they think being violent is so easy than the alternative of which is talking. I know there's a time where violence is a necessity, like I'm saying, like I said, being capable of violence. Also, at the same time, men must understand how much it takes to actually fight and how much energy is put into it, and the discipline that comes with the fighting. They're going to the gym every day and sweating it out and coming back and learning about yourself, because there's a lot of things that you learn about yourself, right? Being impatient, that you're always an impatient person, but 17 makes 17. But now that you're learning how to fight, it's not working out for you. Nothing's working out. They keep getting beat by people. So at some point, you learn how to persevere, and you start understanding how you actually work, and maybe that might help resolve. It might go a long way in you trying to resolve all of the internal conflict that you have within yourself, right? Because I don't think there's spaces like that. Just generally worldwide, particularly, I don't think there's spaces like that for black men. I'm talking about black men now, particularly. There was that I saw, and I think you can apply that to to a certain community, not a certain community. So, as in namhlanje something namhlanje ngisanukhuluma into ngingacaci, so I'm gonna try and polish that. So what I'm basically saying is we need. So his name is I have to look up his name. Next episode, I'll look up his name for you guys. But he has it's called the Cave of Abu Dalam, I think. It's a transformation academy. His name is, I think it's Ensworth Wilson or something. Ensworth Wilson, right? I think it's Jason Wilson, if I'm not mistaken. Guys, please correct me. Jason Wilson. There was this famous video of where he was basically teaching a kid to punch through his emotions, right? Yes, you feel the pain. He couldn't punch through it because it was sore. And because it was sore, he could not cry because he thought it was going to be deemed weak. But he was there to assure him that it's okay for you to cry, right? It's okay for you to punch through the board and say it hurts, and say that it hurts. And if it makes you cry, it does. But it doesn't mean you must stop punching through the board, because next time it's gonna teach you how to push past. It's that obstacle once more. To pushing past that obstacle particularly. So that obviously that video gained a lot of views, and I got to hear him speak more on Joe Rogan's podcast, and it resonated. I could understand what he was trying to do, and I think that was a great thing of which he was trying to do. Still think it is. And I think they have stages. I think I'm gonna break it down for you guys on the next episode, what basically happens with the academy, because now I think I'm just giving you information and gag, of which is not fair to you guys. So he was basically telling men it's okay to feel the way you feel, right? But it's to understand what you're feeling, but that doesn't. Now you have an obstacle, and it makes you feel a particular way. you can feel this particular, but at the end of the day, the job has to be done because because that's how the world is. There's no other way. There's no two ways around it. So that is a beautiful thing, and he's made many examples, and I think you can find him on Facebook as well. There's that page on Facebook. There's a lot of these videos where he teaches men how to overcome their emotions, basically, because that's what you're dealing with, because you don't know what you're feeling. I've never been told when you feel anger, this is what you do. When you feel sadness, this is what sadness is. This is what frustration is. We've never been taught men have never been taught how to deal with their emotions. It's always been internalize all of that bullshit. Just take all of that, fuck it up. And never to be talked about again. You don't talk about that shit. You just leave it as it is. And so, what does anyone? And I think that's why men die. I think that's why men die at a younger age. I think that's a contributing factor. I don't have scientific evidence, guys. I don't have scientific evidence, but it's a feeling, it's a hunch that's the reason why men die at a younger age. Is because of that. It's because of that. They're internalizing all of this pain, all of this trauma that they went through in their lives, because they feel as if the minute that they do, they will be judged for it, right? Society will judge them. That how can that happen to you? We are basically, how can that happen to you? How are you as a man? How is that happening to you? It's impossible. It can't. So I think men need that, a way for them to channel their emotions, or to understand them rather. I think that will go a long way on them channeling their emotions. And I think another thing, listen, I'm an optimist at heart. I will always wish that men be loved for simply who they are, not what they can bring to the table, because that's what we are judged on. That's what you're judged on. You're not judged by the fact that you exist, you simply exist. What can you offer? Like, again, I'm just making an example, but again, I'm lucky. I'm gonna say I'm one of the lucky ones. But for the most part, men are loved for what they can actually contribute. There's a famous joke at Chris Rock. He makes it. They said women, dogs, and children are only loved conditionally, and if you're a man, you're only loved under the condition you provide something. So there's that. There was a quote by Bell Hooks. I can't quote it word for word, but I think the start of the world actually healing is loving men for who they are, not what they can bring to the table. Then again, some of the people might disagree and say that, well, it's the way of the world. Men have to be that way. But in the meantime, you know what? Maybe that's something to be debated. But I just think loving a human being for who they are, because we place them on male, female. That's a scientific identification to determine the person's sex, right? Whether they're male or female. But do we love them for them? No, we don't. No, we don't. I've seen too many cases. There's too many cases to make examples of that men are not loved for who they are. It's what you can contribute. It's what you can do. It's what you have. It's what you can say. It's all of these things. It's never, hey dude, what's up? You good? I think that's why men enjoy each other's company more, because there's no expectations from each other. Just, dude, just be my friend, dog. Just be my friend. And because we love each other and because we look out for each other, nobody cares who's going to get the next round of drinks. As long as they know that somebody, if they're a good person, they know that they're going to replace, they're going to not replace, but they're going to buy drinks next time. It's not, nobody's counting, but they're simply just buying alcohol just to have a good time with each other. Because ultimately, I think it's the same thing with women who have women will tell you that with their friends they get to be who they are, and that's great, because I don't honestly think you can be I don't think you're the same as you are with your friends when you're with your partner. That can't be the same. If it's the same, there's a problem there. It's a problem. Something needs to happen. Something just needs to happen. So, yeah, men need to be loved for who they are, not what they can provide. Men will say, "I am okay," and you can look that man in the face, in the eyes, and you know that he's not okay. That's why with us men, we usually joke about it, but sometimes all we need them, like when we check up on each other. Hey, dude, what's up? You good? I'm alright. How's life? Psh, dog, you know life. That's it. Sometimes that's all you need. That's it. And you laugh that shit off. We dread. Some other days, man, you genuinely need somebody to talk to, just to tell your bro, dog, my life is fucked up, dog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 happened. You know the type of stuff. So, I genuinely think men, as a society, that's where we fix something, is to love men for who they are. I'm not talking. People will think women need no. I'm just talking about human beings, men loving men and women loving men for who they are. I understand. I am not saying women should love men for no, guys. No, I'm saying human beings, including males, love for themselves for who they are. And then now, if I have nothing to offer in clubbing, then ultimately useless. I can think is it in clubbing. And I don't think we're supposed to live life that way. To think of ourselves as less than because we cannot provide something. And we cannot contribute to society. I understand contributing and I understand contributing to society makes us feel as if we have purpose. But it does not make us worthless. At the fact that we cannot provide something to society. It does not make us worthless, because we are worth something at the end of the day. Yeah. That's the reason we're here. We are worth something. It means we made it thus far because we were worth something. We were. That's how I've been feeling the past week. It's like you see it every single time. And you see it all over the world, and you just realize, I know, listen, I'm not saying it's going to solve the whole world's problem. I'm just saying, if we start doing that, then maybe we're taking the steps in the right direction in bettering the world. So I think that's what particularly was on my mind. Yeah, I think I can probably actually talk about this. The Stillfontein thing, dude, that runs deep. That's you know what I'm gonna say? That runs deep. It runs deeper than you think. If you think that scruffy guy who they gave you a photo and they told you that is the kingpin of Stillfontein of Mazamazama, I'm looking at you like that because, come on, you believe that? Anyway, that's simply just it. Because you can see that there is a mastermind. There's a guy on Facebook. His name is Yamgela S. Spengan. Right? I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. He said it once. He broke it down. It was magnificent. Listen, if I could write like that guy, I'd be writing books. But I can't. So I am gonna reference him. Listen, it was Lalel. We explain it. Something, and then what we explain if it is lo mjitalo yana libe ngayicabanga yile ndlela ekhulume ngayo. So yeah, it did a great breakdown. Like I'm not spoiling it for anybody. I'm not gonna say anything about, but what I'm just giving you, just check him out. He just it was spectacular, shall I say? The way it's like that's why I'm saying it. Not obviously to the T, but there's something along those lines. And you know, I try to eat way better. What? Ababa, easy, and just really magnificent. We're dealing with that's a different beast entirely. It goes deep. It goes deep. It's basically the guy, just to spoil it a bit, the guy called it like we are a mini DLC. That's why I'm saying go read it. So right. Go read that. Go find them on Facebook and just read that. To close it off, guys. It's during the week. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. The week has been good to me so far. So yeah. Looking to kick some more ass tomorrow at work. I'm feeling a bit more energetic. And I know the year has something. I know God has something in store for me. I know. I definitely know, and I believe it. I can feel it. No, I'm not gonna sing. I can feel it. I can feel it coming, yes. So, peeps, I have nothing else to say, honestly. I just wanted to say once more, gentlemen, take care of yourselves. I haven't been taking care of my hair, for sure, you can notice, but notice. But in any case, let's take care of ourselves with it. Let's take care of our health. Let's take care of our bodies, because our bodies are our temples, man. Then let's just take care of ourselves, man. And once again, I will always say it. I'll say it again. Go after your dreams. Go after your dream. If your dream is not within reach, if it's not within reach right now, make plans towards it, man. Sounds corny, but hey, it's something that we gotta do at some point. Because if you truly want to live a purposeful life, I think that's where we start. We start by having purpose. What do we want to do with our lives? Because what do we want to do with our lives? Maybe working that 9 to 5 is your purpose and you just don't know it yet. Maybe you just need to find the love for it. You never know. So, go after them. Go after them, because nobody is. You got you. And men, get you somebody who's gonna be on your side 100% of the time, because that's probably one of the most beautiful things in life. Having somebody by your side who's gonna support every crazy idea that you probably have. It's beautiful. I'm telling you right now. And last, like I said, take care of yourselves, perfect. Mangiphuza utshwala this weekend because ngiyazi khona abaholayo. Manje uphuza utshwala this weekend, izinakekeleni bafethu. Nidleni, ningaphuzi. Lalela. Njengoba ngisho last week, ungahambi nabantu abangathenga ukudla mawaphuza utshwala. Yabona le? Listen no. Tshela abagents, mangabe uphethe i-3 clip, khiphi 150. Thenga utshwala, uthathe 150. Uyibekele igawulo. Ngazothi masuvuke kusengiphethe amabhabhalazi. Manje ube ukhipha ibhabhalazi uphuza obunye utshwala. Yabona ukuthi iprocess ihamba kanjani. Ngiyangithola. Yeah, afethe sidleni namasaladi, isibalance ama-diet, sithenga ama-spinach. Ngiyangithola. Sithenga spinach, sithenga abo-butternut nama-potato. Just ukuthi sipheke sidle into eziright. Ngiyangithola. Mangabe uhlala kini, lalela ubatshele endlini. Sitshintshile lesiya. Nyaka sodle papa, inyama, isopho. Monday to Friday. No veg. No. We don't make like that. Ne papa, pushing the papa is lisan with it. Nyaka pheke phamphamani. something like this. After like a week, what I'm basically trying to say is perfect. First part of actually taking care of your body in your temple. Well into your 80s. Stay healthy enough so that you can continue drinking. Now understand? I shall repeat it again. Stay healthy enough so that you can continue drinking alcohol. Right? That's what I'm saying. Have diets, Monday to Friday. You know that you eat your stuff. You eat your grains, you eat your starch, and you eat your protein. I look busy now, soap. Sometimes with fry. I'm taking a paper towel just to keep my food and then I'm taught phuza amanzi phuza ama energy drink nge-4 ngelanga bafethu zobhoda sokunqaba una 40 ngaba una 40 years sokunqaba aphuza ikofi kayi-5 ngela aphuza ama energy drink uzoshona azoshona shona umncane. That's why qale ekudleni portions uzobona nani thenga ama-oats, nidla ama-oats into enye understand, nidla ama-oats, amaqanda ebusuku nibhalansa kahle i-diet. Into enyana ezikhalela nihambe niyojima ngikhuluma nawe hambe ujima maba ugijima muguge inzima mangaguge inzima hamba ushaya push up 50 ngelanga uzofika ku-100. Do something called than do something bafethu. No, around the block uzofika ngisho noma ungagijima around the street moto yabuya so khathele uzobona kusasa uphinde futhi jimani. That's why I'm saying stay healthy enough so that you guys can continue drinking alcohol. Yes, I'm sun-kissed. I'm judging. You know, look why I'm happy. I'm sun-kissed. I'm saying again, stay healthy enough to continue drinking alcohol. You understand? Yes. Just stay healthy enough so that you can. And it includes running, includes all of those things. Come on, so 40 something. Didn't enjoy alcohol. You must enjoy alcohol. Fikela le. Uzobe nabo 80 something. Nangithola. Sizinakekele ngomfethu as well. Yabo. Thenga ama lotion. Pro tip. Ningathengi lotion ebhale men. Ayisebenzi lo lotion uzombasha. Uzombasha kade ugezaka. Lalela. Mawuthenga ilotion, thenga ilotion e-gender neutral. Thenga nje ilotion uyayibona na ukuthi le ifanele uthenge nje. Wathenga abo Vaseline for men uzobhayisiseka. Uzombasha. Yabona uma usafika uma lotion uzombasha ngitshela kusese manje. Ngikhuluma from experience. So you must buy lotion just uzobona. Skin sakho ngeke sabatry. It's your boy. It's been lovely. Like I say, love wins. All the time. Twice on Sundays. Everything in line. You're on Bona. Jumpers.